A week from today, one of these two men will be Britain's new Prime Minister. A month since the campaign began, and with just days until it finishes, this TV debate was the last chance for voters to compare and contrast these two leaders side by side. Brexit predictably dominated the early exchanges.
Mr Johnson will spend at least 7 years negotiating with the USA on access to our public services, on the price of medicines in Britain, on the access to our National Health Service. And so what he will do is walk out of a relationship with the EU into a relationship with nobody.
Everybody on the Labour front bench is campaigning to remain, apart from Mr Corbyn, who is neutral on the matter. Who is going to secure this deal? How can you get a deal, a new deal from Brussels for Brexit, if you don't actually believe in it?
It was a fast-paced encounter, skipping swiftly from their rival plans for the National Health Service, how the parties intend to pay for their election promises, and even a question about socialism versus capitalism. Johnson tackled Corbyn on Labour's alleged anti-Semitism problem. Corbyn challenged Johnson on fake news and misleading slogans on campaign buses. And at the end, both men addressed the audience directly.
The future really is ours to make together. We can tackle the climate emergency, end child poverty and properly fund our National Health Service. On Thursday, you can choose hope and vote for real change.
We can get Brexit done, get out of neutral and get a parliament that works for you and on your priorities. The NHS, the cost of living, 20,000 more police, more cash for our schools. Let's get it done.
On the basis of this TV debate, though, with just 5 campaigning days left before polling day, there are no signs of a shift in gear from either of the two main parties.
I think Labour have got quite a vast offering, and Corbynomics supposedly is relatively popular, so it's definitely important for Labour to try and branch out. But for the Conservatives, it is all about getting Brexit done.
There's a government minister and a shadow minister having a right old argument there in the spin room here, backstage at the TV debate. And it's indicative, I think, of just how divisive this election campaign has been. The TV debate really only serving to emphasise the stark choices that voters face when they go to the polling booths next Thursday. Britain is a divided country, polarised by political tribalism, and these two main contenders for Prime Minister both have very different ideas about how to address that. Paul Brennan, Al Jazeera, Maidstone.